Hey everyone out there, Indie Adam here once again. I'm with Amber Baum. And I'm very excited about meeting her, and she's an actress in the local Buffalo scene. And yeah, tell us a little bit about yourself so the world knows who Amber Baum.
Yeah, so I'm Amber. I've been acting since I was 9. I started in theater and then I slowly transitioned to film. So by 2022, I've exclusively been doing film, and yeah, that's where I've been at.
I know you've been working with some good talent because I was looking
Yeah.
at your resume, and I don't know everybody, of course. It seems like the landscape has changed a little bit over the years.
Yeah.
But I do know some of the names that are on the list, and I can't wait to kind of like pick your brain on some things throughout the conversation. What started your journey into acting?
So I started my journey very, very young. Um, I think I was like 5, and I
Really?
watched, yeah, I watched my elementary school performance. It was my music teacher. He used to do one every year, and this year he did Alice in Wonderland as his musical. And I remember watching it, and I was like, "Wow, that's what I want to do. I want to be up there on the stage performing for everyone." And so when I got my chance to do that in 4th grade, I auditioned and I got the lead. And so I did get my chance to do it, and I was like, yeah, I really like doing this. I think this is what I want to do for the rest of my life. And I continued through that through middle school and high school. And high school was when I discovered plays. And I was like, okay, I really like doing plays. I think I like doing these more than I like musicals. So I stuck with the plays for a little while. And then in 2020, pandemic happened, and
Yeah.
I didn't get to do my senior year play, unfortunately, for the spring. And so I kind of went on a hiatus from acting for a little bit, until I saw this post on social media somewhere, and it was like, oh yeah, TFA Buff State, we're holding auditions for film. And I was like, okay. At this point, I've never been in the film industry before, so I don't know if it's real, but I would much rather take that chance and go for it and fail miserably than not do it at all. So I did it, I auditioned, and that started my film journey. And ever since then, I've done plenty of short films. I've done student films, I've done not student films. I did my first feature last year that hasn't released yet. That was a lot of
What
fun.
what's the name? You got to drop the name there.
Green Flag. It's called Green
And
Flag, yeah.
and Green Flag. Okay, and who do you play in Green Flag?
Yep, I play Emily in that. It is a thriller about these girls who, well, it's about the one girl, and she goes on this date with this guy she met online, and
Okay.
I'm the friend who goes with her on this date, and then things transpire after that. So,
Yeah, I saw some stills for that project.
yeah,
I believe you sent them over, and I'm looking forward to seeing
yeah.
what you do with that. The whole concept was pretty unique to me when I was reading about it. So,
Mhm.
now are you a lead of that? Where are you in the
Mhm.
casting crediting?
There are 3 people, 3 actors in it, so I think I would call myself a lead.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah,
yeah, that would do
yeah,
it.
yeah. Yeah, but it was a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun doing that one, especially because I had never done a feature film before that, so I didn't know like the process behind that and everything. And yeah, I really liked it.
It's so great to like get to know and meet new people in this industry in Buffalo because when I started, and I'm not going to bore you with this,
Mhm.
there was no community whatsoever,
Mhm.
and like slowly a couple of us filmmakers in Buffalo came together and slowly developed a community. And to be honest with you, it has really created a good market in general for like potential work. Now, obviously there's different types of work, of course, you know it. There's the paid work and there's
Mhm.
the non-paid work.
Yep.
Um, but you have to start off somewhere, you know?
Mhm.
And short film's a good way to start. I wish I would have started that way. I just jumped into it. Uh,
Yeah, yeah.
but what type of roles do you enjoy playing the most? Are you a villainous type of character?
Find that I'm usually the victim in a
Oh,
lot of things that I've been in. Yeah, I've played the victim quite a few times. I've been that like girl next door quite a few times. Um, this summer I got to play a vampire for the first time, and I loved it. I'd love to do more of that kind of work in the future, like villain or like kind of supernatural horror situation. Um, Yeah, so if I got to choose a role, I would probably want to play the villain, but that's not something I've gotten to do before. So,
Well, time's coming.
yeah. Yep.
Time's coming.
Hopefully. Hopefully.
No, no, it's coming. It's coming. I think you're getting
Yeah.
a lot of eyes, in the
Mhm.
local Buffalo area. I mean,
Yeah.
you and I have never spoke really before. It's just the way that everything's connected. Now, you're a member of the Buffalo Film Extras group, right?
Yes. Yep.
It just out of curiosity, because I'm an admin of that. I'm one
Yeah.
of the admins of it. I'm curious, have you found work from it, and does it help you at all?
Oh yeah, all of those like Facebook groups that I've been on have helped in some way or another. I don't think I've gotten any extra work from it, but a lot of people post like the main roles on there too, I've
Yeah,
noticed, and I've
right.
gotten work from that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
I had somebody once complain that it shouldn't, like, somebody should change the name of Buffalo Film Extras, and I almost thought it might have been a right move, but I also think that uh, it has allowed a lot of the supporting indie people to be able to
Mhm.
still promote and get the talent they need. So
Yes.
it is an extras page, but there is definitely leading roles on there.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. And I think it's good to be called Buffalo Film Extras too, because then people feel like, okay, I could put my extra stuff here, but it doesn't have to just be that. Like we could put other
Yeah.
things there too, and if we're searching for roles, we'll put that up. So it's just
Yeah, and
become like
if a
a
lead
normal
role
thing.
occasionally drops on the
Hmm.
on the
Yeah.
thread here, you gotta apply.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. So thank you for that feedback, because I don't get enough to know, like, I don't get engaged enough with that to know what
Mhm.
people's perspective is of it. Um,
Yeah.
so
Hmm.
you have training in theater art.
Hmm.
You were part of the Kenmore East Chambers
Hmm.
Singers, so you are
Yes.
like double threat there. You've done background roles, you said, but you've done theater roles.
Hmm.
Is
Yes.
there a theater role that you've done that stands out to you as being like your favorite?
Yeah. I did Vanya and Sonia and Masha and Spike
What?
in high school. Yeah. I had never heard of it before, but it was really funny. I had a fun time with it, and I was Masha. So I was kind of like Masha, the character, was this like big time actress, and she basically goes back to her home where her brother and sister live, and chaos ensues. And so she kind of she owns the house, and so she was kind of holding that above her head, like I can sell this at any time. Um, but yeah, in the end, she realizes that her family means a lot more to her than she thinks, and so she's a very complex character, and I really liked playing her. And she had a bunch of lines, which actors are greedy. I love having those lines, so yeah, I really liked playing her.
Actors have some type of theatrical background now.
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
don't think it was always the case, but it's
Mhm.
definitely become the case over the years, or at least what I've seen is that is a big deal. So do you prefer theater or film?
Film, 100%. I did theater for so long and I loved it, but it's a lot more of a commitment. And I also have chronic pain now. So having that kind of prevents me from doing a lot of that, like moving around on stage all at once. So yeah, film is where it's at for me. But I will say it was a
Yeah.
very, very hard transition going from theater to film because you don't realize how much you're overacting until you see your first short film and you're like, okay, wait a second, I gotta pull this back. Because in theater you're taught to project and make everything bigger than it is, and the camera picks up everything. So
Yes.
yeah. Yeah.
But I do like the fact that you mentioned, film kind of gives you the ability as somebody with a medical condition to, be able to perform their job still. Because I
Yeah.
know that theater stuff is no joke. I know some of those people
Mhm.
do like 2 or 3 shows a day in bigger, bigger broadcast. What am I thinking here? Bigger productions, of course.
Yeah. Hmm.
So yeah, wow. Well, um, are you done totally with theater, or would you ever, do, if the right play came along, or right, whatever, musical play, theatrical experience, would you go back for it?
If the right thing came around, yes, I would go back. I really wanted to do Little Shop of Horrors. That is, I think, the one that would bring me back into it if anything was going to bring me back into it. So
That's a good one. Who would you want to
yeah,
play?
That would
Audrey?
be Audrey. Yep.
Oh,
Hmm.
yeah. All right, I can
Yeah.
see it. Yeah, I can
Yeah.
see it. Now, Little Shop of Horrors has 2 different endings. I don't know if you know that.
Oh, I do. I've seen both of them in
Okay,
the like
okay, fair.
movie. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
And huge spoiler to everybody out there. It's
Yeah.
you know, it that film, the original ending was the alien takes over the planet,
Mhm.
and it didn't
Yep.
work well with the audiences.
No.
So they changed it, and then we got what was the theatrical release.
Mhm. Which sucks because I really like the song that comes with the aliens taking over the world. I think that's a good one.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
man, the amount of like to me, I don't. It almost took me out of the film because it felt displaced because it
Yeah.
was
I
so
get that.
what is it? There were so many of those Audreys,
Hmm.
and I just and walking around the streets and stuff, and a lot of practical effects with that, and it
Hmm.
wasn't working for me personally. So I'm glad they changed that ending. To be honest with you.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm glad they released both endings though, so we could see what could have been.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, here's a true story. Quick, I
Yeah.
made the mistake of buying Little Shop of Horrors on a collector's edition,
Oh
but it
yeah.
didn't have the theatrical. It was the non-release ending.
Oh man.
So there was no theatrical print on it. And when I watched it, I'm like, did they change this film? Have I not
Hmm.
seen it in this long? Then I started doing some research, and yeah, there we
Yeah.
go. What type of like acting style would you say you use? Do you have a preferred acting style? Is there something that you liked? I mean, just in general.
I think there are more like little techniques that I use when acting. Um, like the first thing I do when I get a script is I write all over it. When I'm reading through it, I'll write little things like here's what I'm feeling in the moment. Here is what I think I would do in that moment. I don't like doing the whole method acting thing, and that's definitely not my style. I don't like to completely put on this persona. I like to step away from that a little bit. I think it's healthy for me to step away from that a little bit. Um, yeah, so I have those little techniques, and then I like to record myself acting when I'm practicing, just so I could see what it'll look like on film, because that just helps me. And then yeah, when I get into it, I just do what I feel is right in that moment and with what I've practiced. So I don't know if there's a particular style that goes along with that. I only learned like, Meisner back in high school, but yeah.
So let me ask you this: what is your
Yes.
short-term and long-term goals with this career path?
So right now I'm doing acting and modeling full time until I go back to school in the fall because I am in school right now. But yeah, short-term goal, I really want to get SAG eligible. I feel like that is a good place to be for me right now because then that'll allow me to continue to do stuff locally, but also do stuff at the SAG level if that opportunity arises for me. Long-term goal, if acting works out, I definitely want to move to Los Angeles, get involved in that film community, get involved in the New York City film community. But I would also want to continue to support the Buffalo film community because I think we have something really good going on here. So,
When I was preparing for our interview today, I was trying to find something like really obscure to ask you.
mhm.
And this is something I don't think I've ever asked anybody.
Okay.
And here's what it is. What dialect can you perform in?
Okay. I like accent wise, is that what you're asking?
Yeah. Yeah.
I can do I can do my normal one and British. I had to work really hard to get the British accent down because of the lady of Castle de la Morte that I'm in right now. She's British. So that was something that I worked on for like a year in order to perfect. And I watched a whole bunch of dialect videos on like YouTube of how people pronounce things. I watched like shows that were in British so I could try to like repeat back the lines to see if I've got it. Um, but yeah, that's the only one I could do right now. I would love to be able to be a master of all these different dialects, but it's going to take a lot of work for me to get
Yeah,
there.
could we get a little dabble of what your British sounds like?
I love being on the Indie Adam channel.
Oh,
I'll
my
try it
ego
again.
just
Okay.
went up one more notch. So thank you. I'm gonna cut that and it's gonna be there forever.
Okay, good.
Um,
We did a lot of improv in like my theater class, and that was to like get us prepared for the roles that we would do. We'd play a lot of games and do a lot of exercises. So I have a little bit of improv there, experience there, but nothing like professional. And I don't know if I would get into any professional improv just because it's really stressful.
well, that's really cool. At least I know it's not your favorite is improv.
Yeah.
Improv. You ever go
Yeah.
through a script and like read it and say maybe this doesn't work, like the wording or the phrasing or the as it's written, like a line that's as
Mhm.
written? And if so, what do you do with that?
Yeah. I've gone through that a lot. And usually what happens is as I'm practicing more, I find little things that I've changed just like in my head and I've been saying this whole time that it becomes almost normal to say it the way I've been saying it instead of written. And so if that happens, then I go to whoever wrote it or the director and I'm like, okay, how would you feel if I changed this line just a little bit? And I've never had anyone come up to me and say no. If I was changing the whole line, which I've never done, then maybe they would tell me no. But yeah, no one's ever had a problem with me like switching little things around to make it more natural.
Well, that's one thing as a director that actors need to remember, and other directors need to remember is when you're hired on to do a role, we're hiring you to do a role. Like you're
Mhm.
becoming that person, and if
Yeah.
you're feeling like this isn't working, and you need to adjust, you need to be able to have that conversation.
Yeah.
Um, so that's good that that's already on your platter.
Yeah, and I feel like having a conversation is very important too about it and not just doing it. Like if you're out there and you're an actor, please do not just change things without asking the director. Like definitely have that conversation and that communication just because that's so important, especially since it's not your project. Yes, you're portraying this character, but so many other people are working on it that you have to have those communications with them.
So let's talk about some of the films you've done
Yeah.
because you have a unique list of things here. I don't
Yeah.
if it's like what type of roles they are specifically, but uh you were in a film, looks like it's a short film called Impulse. Is that correct?
Yes, that was my first ever short film I did. Um, I played Tess, which was the main character, and it was about her having a very, very stressful day. And all of that stress kind of builds up to the end that you don't see coming. And that's all I'll say about the plot in case anyone comes across it and wants to watch it. But yeah,
Good
I learned a
pitch.
lot of things. For sure, that's where I learned that like you got to tone things down from the theater acting. Learned a lot about wardrobe and continuity and really having to think over the wardrobe because that was filmed in the middle of a blizzard. And the first scene we did was the outfit that I would have to wear the whole day. And we did that inside. And so I was in a leather jacket in the blizzard all day after that. So, so yeah, it was
Uh,
a fun time. But yeah,
I
I
have a
learned a lot.
rule as a filmmaker is I don't ever shoot, meaning film,
Mhm.
between like November to about March. Like
Yeah.
that's my schedule that I just don't ever slate anything when I do a
Hmm.
film.
Yeah.
Um, and you'll notice too in like a lot of the casting sites, the numbers go down for what roles are out there during
Mhm.
specifically that period of time because
Yeah.
in Buffalo, for those that don't know, we get some weather issues.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
All right, let's talk about You Deserve to Die. Do you really
Mhm.
deserve to die? This is another short film.
That one was probably one of my favorite short films I've shot, just because of the whole premise. It was about this woman and Marie, and she had just been stabbed, and she's approached by this version of death that she meets him, and he tells her, okay, if you can figure out the person who killed you or attempted to kill you, then we'll give you another shot at life. And so it takes us through her story, her who she thinks killed her, maybe, and they play this game of Russian roulette as they go to try to figure that out. And it was a lot of fun filming that one. I had a lot of fun with that character.
What is the newest project you're working on currently?
Yeah, right now I'm working on The Lady of Casa de la Morte.
Sounds
I
interesting.
play Amelie. Yeah, it's a 1940s vampire film. I could tell you it's about this writer, and he is American, and he finds himself in France in 1940s, and he learns the lore of the town he's going to, and you know stuff goes down.
Fair enough. Well,
Yeah.
I look forward to seeing more about that. I like to
Mhm.
do a rapid fire question.
Okay.
All right, so you just give me the first thing that throws in your
Okay.
mind, and here we go. You ready?
Yep.
Cat or dog?
Dog.
Favorite season?
Winter.
Dream role to portray?
The Brawn in a book I just read.
Most challenging aspect of acting?
The audition process.
Best advice for aspiring actors?
just go for it. Go for that role that you want. The worst they could say is no.
What is something you're passionate about outside of acting?
I love to crochet. I make little plushies and stuff.
And last but not least,
Mhm.
what does your future hold? Like, what projects do you have coming up? Where can people find you?
Coming up, I am going to be finishing The Lady of Casa de la Mort this fall. Also this fall, we're shooting Cosmos, the upcoming short film that I'll be in. You can find me at Amber as a Ghost on Instagram is where I'm most active, but I'm also on, Snapchat, Facebook, all that.